up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Tuesday. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, get up, get up. Yeah, my voice is terrible. October 1st, 2024. It's usually like butter. It's so smooth and soft or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. Still fighting through this freaking cold. You're welcome. Sorry. I don't know what to say. So today we're talking Buckeye defense, and while you're at it, please make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and check out the BuckeyeCast.com. Everything is still on sale there: shirts, hats, all the gear you need. So check it out. Um, so let's get into it here. We're talking defense today. We want to get into some stats, grades, the PFF grades, and I'll give you my letter grades for each position group. We do D line, linebackers, safeties, and corners all separated out. So, all in all, when you look at the final stat sheet, a good day for the defense. Did allow a touchdown, kind of a bummer. But the real thing that stands out to me, and I know we've talked about this, we're going to talk about it a little bit more, is the slow start by the Buckeye defense and Jim Knowles' inability or unwillingness to adjust. Hit me in the comments if you agree or disagree. But and please, I would also like your letter grades for each position group. So, looking at these stats, quarter by quarter, half by half here. The Buckeyes gave up 0 points in the first quarter, 55 total yards. Most of that was on the ground. Well, about half was on the ground through the air. And then that's first quarter. Second quarter, though, is when they allowed the touchdown and 131 yards of offense for Sparty. They tried 9 rushes, only got like 16 yards. So, but they did move the ball through the air rather easily. 115 yards of that 131 was through the air. They did go 1 for 3 on third downs in that second quarter. So this second quarter is really where they made their hay. They had the time of possession edge there as well. They also had 2 turnovers in that quarter. So the main issue here is the 131 yards allowed in one quarter. If you extrapolate that out by 4 quarters, that's not good. That's bad. That's very, very bad. So that's like 500 yards for the game, but didn't work out that way, obviously. So for the first half, Sparty had 186 yards at the half, 7 points. They only ran for 44 yards, but again, through the air, doing their damage, 142 in the first half through the air. 8 first downs, most of them through the air, of course. They were 0 for 1 on fourth downs. Third downs, they were 1 for 4. But did I say 0 for 1 on fourths? Yeah, that's what I meant. And only 27 total plays. So they were averaging 6.9 yards per play in that first half. So then, second half, we buckle things down and get things in order. They score 0 points in the second half, of course. Only 60 total yards and 3 yards on the ground. That's pathetic. 57 through the air. They brought in the other quarterback, McSchuster or whatever his name is, and they did nothing on third or fourth downs. Only 23 plays in that second half. So the Buckeyes tightened up. That's important. But why does it take us giving up 131 yards in one quarter to get things right in the second half? 186 yards for the first half. That's the question that we need answered. So let's get into our PFF grades here. Big plays. I did want to mention that. 6 plays of over 15 yards by Sparty. 5 of them were with Aiden Childs at the helm there at quarterback. So 6, that's way too many. As the Buckeyes only had 8 on offense. So we have to tighten things up there on defense. In that first half, you had a 19-yarder, 24-yarder, 26-yarder, a 15-yarder, a 25-yarder, and then in the fourth quarter, they had a 16-yarder. But those first 5 are concerning. They were just in the first half alone. Now, Let's get into why that might be. Why would we have so many big plays in the first half? Well, Joe, let me tell you, we had 11 missed tackles as a defense. That could be a problem. Two by Cody Simon, two by Ransom. Um, Thank God Sonny Styles cleaned his act up and did not have a missed tackle. Now, he did have some poor coverage on some tight ends. We'll get to that when we talk about coverage grades, but missed tackles again, rearing their ugly head. We had 8 last week. We got to tighten this up, man. It's freaking killing me. It's one of those pet peeves of mine. You cannot win games. Watch Georgia and Bama. You want to see a lot of missed tackles. Holy crap. I think I counted 25, I think it was about 25 combined for that game alone, Bama, Georgia. And I'm not going to stop banging on those two teams because I think they're garbage. I don't think they're that great. Uh, anyway, we'll get to that some other time. But anyways, missed tackles. CJ Hicks, another one. Of course, you can pencil him in for one. But um, let's look at bright side. We did have two forced fumbles. Jordan Hancock, Lathan Ransom, excellent plays, great plays, and Buckeyes recovered them. That's all that matters, really. So looking at run defense grades, Lathan Ransom, excellent day, 91.4 on 16 run defense snaps. Um, he had a stop, the forced fumble, of course. Caleb Downs playing out of his mind this week. Finally, we got to see Caleb Downs flashing all over the field. He led the team in tackles with 6. He had 2 stops and just flying around. And even we'll get to the coverage. Excuse me. Who else here? Jason Moore did well in limited action against the run. Jack Sawyer, a 72.5 and 13 snaps. Cody Simon, 16. Great play by Cody Simon on that first drive to stand up the quarterback when he's trying to sneak it for a first down. Stood him up, let his friends come and help him. That's Buckeye defense right there. Uh, but Cody had a couple tackles, did have the miss I mentioned, or a couple misses. Marvell Reese getting in there, doing well against the run. Sonny Styles okay against the run, and chipping in a little bit here and there. Now, pass rush grades. Caden Curry, this guy bursting onto the scene. As a team, the Buckeyes had 13 pressures on the quarterback. Curry had 4 alone. And then Jack Sawyer with 2. Mitch Melton coming in late in that second half, got 2 of his own. Caden McDonald bred up the gut, giving it to you. Sonny got in there, had a sack. Mitch Melton had the sack also in the second half. Sonny stepping his game up this week for the most part. And JT with a sack. So plenty of pressures to go around. Ty Hamilton coming from up the middle. And Curry got 2 hits on the quarterback. Sawyer got 1. So obviously they're winning up front against these O lines, but that O line was starting a redshirt freshman at left tackle, and they had down to their second or third guards. I mean, they were in bad shape, so you should have feasted as a D line on this offensive line. Um, Coverage grades now. IGB again. He's the guy that everybody's going after. He had 5 targets, most on the team. He allowed 4 catches, 69 yards, and he did allow the touchdown. Um, Jermaine Matthews, 3 targets, 2 catches allowed for 20. Sonny Styles, 3 targets, 2 catches allowed for 45. And he was caught flat-footed a couple times where in a passing down, he's supposed to release with the tight end. Tight end's going around me and behind him, and Sonny's like too slow to pick it up that he's supposed to run with that guy. So caught flat-footed there a few times, and I don't know if he's got too much going on or what. We know he's smart as shit. We know he's freaky athletic. Sometimes though, he seems like he has that CJ Hicks issue. Remember CJ Hicks? Sometimes he gets caught flat-footed thinking too much. I don't know if that's it or not, but Sonny's not playing great right now. At least he cleaned up the tackling issue from last week. What else here? Denzel allowed 3 catches for 24. Did have the pick. That was a nice ball right to him. Um, Hancock 2 for 21. Caleb Downs coming up 1 catch allowed for -1 on that pass out to the flat. Great play. Avril Reese doing well in coverage. 1 catch allowed for 9. So yeah, overall defense played great. The yards per reception, though, Sonny Styles allowed 22.5 yards per reception. IGB 17.3. These are big numbers, man. You can't be up there over 10 per catch. So, um, and Gabe Powers, the only PBU on the game. So, all in all, good to just allow the 1 touchdown, I guess. But again, this was a weak O line. They couldn't run the ball for shit. They were relying on, a young guy at quarterback who likes to be loose with the ball, throwing and running. So this is what happens. But happy with the win. Let's get some answers as to why we can't come out and dominate in the first half, at least by the second quarter. In the first quarter, you should see what the offense is trying to do to your defense and adjust accordingly. You got the iPads on the sidelines. There's no shortage of information on what's happening. Against good teams, you can't wait a half and then make your defensive adjustments. I mean, that's years ago, you know. Now you have to be ready, to make adjustments on the fly midstream. So anyway, please give me your grades. I got D line with an A minus. Um, just a lack of sacks, really. I think we could add a lot more against this sieve of an offensive line. Linebackers, the missed tackles, I give them a B minus. Safeties, A minus. Again, missed tackles there. It's one of my pain points. And then corners, I go with a B. Allowed the IGB allowing the touchdown and 69 yards in receptions. So things to work on. Obviously, this is not a perfect defense at all. They played a little bit more emotional with their hair on fire, with Ransom and Hancock and those guys making big plays. So, and Downs, of course, I can't forget about Downs. He kept that safety group up to an A just by his play alone, flashing. And so, anyway, hit me in the comments with your grades, and we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.